In an event that has sent shockwaves across the Middle East and beyond, the regime of Bashar al-Assad has collapsed, bringing an end to more than 5 decades of rule by the Assad family in Syria. The fall of the regime, which unraveled in less than 2 weeks, is a defining moment not only for Syrians, but also for regional and international players heavily invested in the country's future. The downfall, described as both unexpected and rapid, underscores the fragility of a regime long propped up by a mixture of fear, repression, and external support. For years, the Assad dynasty, first under Hafez al-Assad and later his son Bashar, relied on a web of brutal tactics and strategic alliances. Bashar initially inspired hope for reform among some Syrians, but quickly dashed those expectations by unleashing violent crackdowns on peaceful protesters in 2011. These actions plunged Syria into a devastating civil war that claimed over 350,000 lives and displaced millions. The geopolitical implications of Assad's fall are vast. Iran, a staunch ally of the Assad regime, now faces the collapse of a key pillar in its regional strategy. The so-called Shia Crescent, that stretched from Iran to Lebanon through Syria, has been severed, leaving Tehran scrambling to reassess its influence. For Russia, the loss is equally significant. Once a dominant player in Syria, Moscow's position in the Middle East has been weakened, and its long-term foothold in the region is now uncertain. Meanwhile, Turkey emerges as a major beneficiary, having backed opposition forces and preserved autonomy for groups in northern Syria. Regional players like Israel and the Gulf states are also recalibrating their strategies. Israel, while relieved to see Iran's influence wane, is cautious about the Islamist-leaning factions now in control in Damascus. For Syrians, the future remains fraught with uncertainty. The initial euphoria of liberation is tempered by fears of potential chaos, reminiscent of Libya and Iraq after their dictators fell. New power struggles among armed factions could destabilize the fragile peace. Yet, there is cautious optimism for a national reconciliation process that might help Syrians rebuild their war-torn nation and reclaim agency over their lives. This seismic shift in Syria's history leaves the world watching anxiously as a new chapter unfolds in the Middle East. The coming months will determine whether this moment becomes a turning point for peace or a prelude to further conflict. Stay subscribed for more videos.